Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Thanks.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
All right, I'm here with the man. I'm here with Josh Reichardt. We're going to get into it. He's only got like half hour. He's sacrificing some of his time before work to come on this podcast and get it on before he's going to go fight soon at K-4. End of March, last Saturday of March. Check it out. Tickets still available. If you're going to get tickets, K4 Reichardt and promo code gives Josh ticket money so we can keep coming on the podcast, keep fighting. And welcome back, Josh.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. Appreciate the introduction.
Always, man. You're one of my favorite fighters. Man, you have to have the best mom in the game. Mrs. Reichardt is one of the best moms. Ben loves her to death. I love her to death. It was just her birthday, so happy birthday, Mrs. Reichardt. And I had to start with that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, she's my biggest fan, biggest supporter. She calls me every day. She actually tried calling me 2 times before the podcast, so she's probably going to chime on the group chat. But
yeah, that's awesome, man. She's a great mom. You're fighting I'm not sure how to say Max's last name, man. So I apologize if I murder this, but Matt Couch? I don't know. I'm sorry. I know he's a local guy, and I can't say his name. That's terrible. I will learn how to say it by the broadcast because I'll ask him in the backstage. But what do you know about Max?
I know Max is a young, up-and-coming fighter, trains at WNY. They have a team full of killers over there. He's a little bit bigger than me as far as like his frame. Undefeated. He's been pretty active recently. And that's about it.
Have you ever sparred with him? I know you spar with a lot of local guys.
No, I've been meaning to go up to WNY, but it's kind of on my potion days. And a lot of the WNY people come up to our gym during, when we don't have fights and stuff going on. He hasn't popped up yet.
Awesome. So I want to ask you about this. I asked Janie about it, and she couldn't really answer me because she doesn't really do the Saturday sparrings. Mm-hmm. She says she sets up her own sparrings. But the WNY guys been coming in now that you have like 2 guys on the card against them. And how have the Saturday sparrings been working up at Booma?
Since we had the matchup finalized, we kind of put a pause to that. A couple of them have asked, but just so everybody's on the same page, because I don't know what people's preferences are and stuff like that. We just been keeping sparring in-house. So we had spent that way for about 3 weeks now, I think.
Cool. I was just wondering what happened with it. I started an MMA class, so I haven't been around Saturdays either. But it was one of the best sparrings in the area. Everyone was really well behaved. It was under control. It was great sparring. It was a lot of good work for everyone in the community.
Yeah, it's been great. The turnout's been high. Everyone gets good quality rounds in. Like you said, everyone's respectful. So Saturday sparring is honestly my favorite day of the week. I look forward to that Monday through Friday.
Yeah, me too. You've taken my fighters in. You've helped them, and I really appreciate it. And I think it's one of the best things about the community.
Yep. I mean, I know we're fighting 2 local guys, things like that, but it really is Buffalo versus everybody. So we really want to elevate the fight team or the fighters in Buffalo, get them on the big stage because like New York's been in the dark ages for the longest time. So
I agree 100%. And now I build this fight, like I did a write-up for it, and I build it as what's that? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You made me look like an old man.
You kind of are old, guys. You've been in the sport a very long time. But when was your debut? What year?
16 or 17? I don't know.
That's almost 10 years, dog. That's a long time in fighting in the amateur.
I'm not even 30 yet.
It doesn't matter how old you are, it's how long you fought.
Yeah, I know, but you made me seem like I was 45.
I don't think I made you seem like you're 45. I think I made it seem like you're experienced. Okay. You've been in this game a long time. You fought the who's who of MMA. You fought the who's who of Thai boxing. You had the highest of highs. You had the lowest of lows. Mm-hmm. And now you're fighting a kid that's never had any lows. He's coming in. He's 2-0. Doesn't have a lot of experience, but he hasn't found what it is like to lose yet. And I think this is an awesome matchup. It's like a veteran against a rookie, and it's an exciting fight to me. I love this kind of fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a good matchup stylistically, and I think we're both going to learn a lot about each other.
if you noticed, I didn't write anything about your physical tools slipping, anything like that. I don't think I sold you old.
Well, that's good. Appreciate that. Zam was the one that came up to me. Actually at Saturday sparring, he was like, "Man, dude, Jeff's making you seem like you're a grandpa."
Oh man. Well, he's like 20. He don't know.
That's true.
I think that's awesome to be experienced. That was supposed to be a compliment. I'm sorry you took it as an insult.
No, I take it as an insult. Zam just called me old after, so.
Well, beat him up.
Yeah. You got me good last time, I will say that.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him leg kick without shin pads. I saw that comment and I was like, I'm excited to see that.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's another great fight.
Mm-hmm.
You have three guys and a girl fighting on the card. What's training been like in the Boomer camp?
It's been good. So I've been kind of, especially with me fighting, I'm extremely evolved. So I've been just rallying the troops, making sure everyone's doing extra work. The cardio's good. Everyone's on point with their diet. And it's been very beneficial for the gym because Coach Keith, he's pulled in many different areas with coaching, his personal life, promoting things like that. So with me, being in fight camp, it's just pretty smooth to get everybody together and get some work in. I think Keith can kind of focus on his other stuff.
So,
Not on us, like, you don't have to come in on Sundays or Saturdays all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great to have someone that you can trust like you. I'd appreciate having a guy like you. I kind of do almost an Aaron, but he's not quite you yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah. It's just a lot of experience.
Yeah. Who's going to take over your coaching duties at the fight since now you're fighting? And generally, you're one of the Boomer coaches.
So Joe 100% is going to be like the main person. I know for me, I'm going to have Matt as my backup corner. Janie, I don't know if she's going to have Tyler or whomever. And then we'll just get somebody, the experienced people from the fight team to come help out. So we usually put the feelers out there with me, Joe, and Keith being coaches. We've all discussed game plans. We've talked about them with the fighters, so everyone knows what's expected, what we're doing. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. We love dogs on the podcast.
She's great. Maybe she'll make a guest appearance in a little bit.
Hopefully, we always hope for the dogs to come in.
Yeah, pretty too. She'll get you some views. But yeah, so we're just all involved. So it's basically just next man up. Whoever wants to help and be there, they'll be there. Whether it's Matt, Troy, Tyler, whomever.
That's awesome. It's awesome to hear. You have such a roster of people. I was just wondering who it was going to be, so I can have stuff prepped out to talk about every, like all the coaches, like when I walk out.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just have to do it on the fly.
Matt, training partner. So I personally, I like to have him in there, have him get that experience. Even though he's new to the game, he's expressed interest in, eventually coaching down the line. So I think that'd be beneficial for him. And then he knows my tendencies pretty well too. So that's just who I'm going to have. And everyone else, maybe they have their own personal preference, but it'll be.
I always like to have a friend in the corner too. Like you have like a coach, like Joe can coach you. And then you got a guy that also knows the game, knows your style of the game, and he's kind of there to support you. And he can say like the stuff that you need to hear at times. Sometimes you need to hear something different than what the coach is saying.
Exactly. And I'm that type of direct feedback. I need to know. Am I getting my ass whooped? Did I win that round? What am I doing good? What am I doing bad at? Let me know. You don't got to beat around the bush with me.
So I'm gonna ask you this question again, like I do every time before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems like sometimes you choose not to avoid punches, and sometimes you choose to eat the punches. Is this a conscious choice, or is it just the way that your fight style plays out? Because so often your head is on the center line when you're like aggressively chasing someone, and then every now and then I'll watch you like turn into Neo in the Matrix and dodge everything. Why? What determines when you're gonna have head movement and when you don't have head movement?
Are you talking about sparring or when I fought Dorian?
I'm talking about sparring and the fights because every time I watch you, like it's like a conscious choice whether you want to dodge stuff or hit stuff. And like I don't know anyone else like that. Everyone else I know either does one or the other, or can do one and doesn't do it. You kind of like you go back and forth all the time. Not just Dorian; it's happened in other fights too. But you decide sometimes it's like, oh, I don't really want to get hit, and you move off the center line. And I'm just wondering why that is.
So the way I've been sparring the last couple of years has been really like strategic. So when I spar, I like to experiment. I like to try things out, or especially in fight camp. Like if I'm sparring somebody that needs like a specific look, I'll do that, or I'll come in with like a goal, like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to set this up. So a lot of my sparring recently is, well, minus fight camp, has been just playing around, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and just, understanding movement and things like that. Ever since that Dorian fight a couple of years ago, when you made it, my head movement stunk, and then Coach Keith about it, he's like, yeah, your head movement stunk. I've been working on that, so I'm actually really good at it now. We have a boxing coach up at the gym, Mike. I did a private with him. He's really helped me understand it from a boxing standpoint. When I work with Keith, it's been like a main point of reference. So my head movement's there. It's something I've gotten pretty comfortable with. And yeah, like, so when I spar, spar with the purpose, but I'm trying to do specific things. So that's why sometimes you'll see me do head movement. Maybe that's my focus, or maybe my focus is to make it like a little brawly, or maybe I'm like, okay, let me try to see if this works to set up like a clinch entry or something like that. Or maybe I just want to go to work and just hit me. Or maybe I want to see if my chin's tested.
I've definitely noticed some things in the practice room that I won't say on the podcast because anyone can listen to it. And I would definitely talk to you about it in person. But like I've noticed how you've changed how you avoid getting hit in the head. I don't want to say this on here because I don't want to give it away. I watch you do this over and over again. It's something that you recently added to your game in the last year or so. And it's not on film yet, so I won't talk about it. So I'm gonna stop the questioning about it here. It was a little bit of a joke, but it was actually a real question too, because I've asked you that before and you always said, like, I didn't care, I let him hit me. And like, I'm still trying to get a solid answer on like whether it's intentional or whether like it was a skill you were lacking or like all kinds of stuff. So I'll take that as the answer.
Like, if I know you're not going to hurt me or drop me with a punch, like I'll probably just eat it to make it, because I'll eat one and throw back four.
Yeah. You have a very aggressive style, and Max seems to have like a counter striking style. Who do you think the fight is going to go better with? Like, you think it's easier to avoid you and hit you, or you think you're going to be able to tag him up?
I think I have too many tools in the toolboxes. So I think how dynamic I am. I'm good in all the game, whether it's long distance, clinch. And then I have a really good pace. So I think. I think he's going to struggle with all of my tools. He might, think he's got me figured out, and then I'm going to switch it up.
In all of your fights, I think you're the most underrated for your clinch. Your clinch is pretty good, and it seems like you don't get a lot of respect for your clinch. But
I've been trying to get a Class A Muay Thai fight for the longest time with elbows, like for the last 2 years, and I have had no luck getting it. So I've been training it for a long time, and I'm eager to showcase it.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch you and have an opportunity for you to show it. Your clinch game is so underrated. Like I've been in your clinch and I felt it. I know how good it is. I know how strong you feel in the clinch, and I think you're gonna have an advantage going into this fight in a clinch.
I think so too.
This is an elbow fight, correct?
Yep.
I haven't seen him elbow yet. I haven't really seen you elbow yet. Who do you think is gonna come out with advantages in elbows?
Me, I think I've been training, like I said, I've been looking for a Class A Muay Thai fight for the last 2 years. So, I think, I've been doing that probably since as long as he's been training. So I'm pretty good there.
I didn't mean to make you sound old, man. I really apologize.
I do.
I did a write-up for everyone that doesn't know, and we talked about it in the green room. And Josh's like, man, you made me look old. And that was truly not my intent. I was trying to emphasize how much skill Josh has had and how Josh has been in this game for the longest time. And Max is a young up-and-comer. And Josh got to go away. So I'll just carry the show for a second. Anyways, Josh has been in this game for a very long time. He's got the ability to avoid shots and land his own, and it's been always great to watch it. What'd you go get, man?
My dog's freaking in the background, so I give her blueberries.
Aw, that's so cool.
Want to see her?
Yeah, I love to see her. Dog's gonna get some blueberries. Aw.
Catch.
Oh, she sits?
She missed.
Aw, good girl.
Knows a bunch of
Who's
tricks.
a good girl?
Yeah, she's a girl.
That's awesome. I have to go back to a fight that we haven't been able to talk about yet, and there's a little bit of a sensitive subject, but you got knocked out in 7 seconds, I believe, or 8 seconds or whatever, against a guy that doesn't have the best record but got some heavy hands.
Mhm.
How's that affect you, and it changed the way you train, or is it just another thing in the story of Josh Reichardt?
I mean, it upset me in the moment. It's just kind of like I think and this is no disrespect to him. I'm pretty sure he just got like lightning in the bottle. So I know we kind of danced around for a second, and then I was like, trying to make something happen. So I threw a kick, he threw a punch. I blocked it. Still rattled me. But that was the first time I've ever, I've had 15 fights, been knocked out, been hit that way. I was fine after the fact. And I know I took a little bit of time off of training to make sure that I was fine. I've never, like I said, never had a concussion or anything like that. So I wanted to treat my brain right. And shit happens. So it sucks. I don't really let it bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just, like I said, I kind of view it as like, yep, you got lightning in a bottle. And, if we were to run it back, I'm pretty confident that it would be the other way around.
I know it's been hard for you to get a rematch. I know you want it really bad, but I think it takes a really big man to be able to talk about your losses, and I really respect that about you a whole lot.
He's a big guy too. Like, I went up in weight to fight him, so I'm naturally a 35er. I think we did when I catch weight at like 40, but he's fought at like 45. I think he's fought at 55 too. So
Yeah.
he's fought some really, really good guys. Like, so I'm not like sad about it. Like, obviously it stinks like to win, but it wasn't like something that I was like down in the dumps over.
Dude, he was so similar to your MMA career. He's only fought like the elite people in the division, and he has got so much power in his right hand. He's dropped a lot of people that are very good just as well. And like he should have a better record than he has, just like you should too in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the matchups just don't work out, and sometimes you get caught, sometimes you don't get caught. Like such a game of inches,
Like,
and like 1 inch different, and you win that fight, and inch that got you got you knocked out.
yeah,
It's such a crazy sport.
I'm just
Is
glad.
that has that like fueled you to train harder and get back in there? I know you kind of contemplated just going to coaching for a while, and before that fight, and then you came out, you're like, oh, I want to fight some more. And is that like restoked the fire as Josh, or what's going on? I see how much you've been running.
Yeah, when I originally retired or whatever, I was like I did not want to do MMA anymore. But then the Skylar thing happened, where the whole build up and the trash talk, so that kind of got me back into it. And then like after that, I've really been only training Muay Thai, like strictly Muay Thai for probably the last 3 years. So when I fought Travis in MMA, I was training for a Muay Thai fight. Couldn't get a matchup. Time was getting short. I was like, I was offered an MMA fight or basically nothing. So I was like, okay, I'll take that because I've been training. So like I do want to fight just basically Muay Thai going forward, and I'm sticking to that. And I just whenever I get the itch to fight, I'll fight. But
Is
my
it
focus is coaching. Like I know I'm still young, but the UFC is not really calling things like that. So a lot of it is just I need to get this experience so I could be a better coach. And like I said, the elbows this is something that's new for me, so I need to have that experience to be able to coach it.
right? I don't think that 30 is too old to really still make a mark in the sport, even turning pro.
Yeah,
Um,
look at my coach. I think he turned pro at 33, 32.
yeah, I turned pro at 36 or 37. I don't remember. Like it's still possible. There's nothing that's stopping you. So like that shouldn't be the number one concern. But it is hard. It's hard to live life. It's hard to have a girlfriend. It's hard to do everything. And
Yeah,
to be a pro, it's even harder because you have to do more stuff because you have to sell yourself more to sell tickets and get sponsorships and move up the rankings because you can sell tickets.
yeah, and like I think it's easier for me to fight because I don't have a lot of those distractions in my life. Like I don't have a family, I don't got kids, I don't got a girlfriend, things like that. I'm not in school, so I basically get a good career, and I go to work, I coach, I train, and then I come home.
Nice.
Yeah, so it makes
Um,
me to kind of throw myself into because I've had relationships and family things, or you're trying to further your career that have popped up, and it's like, man, I really can't train because I got to do X, Y, and Z.
For sure. And like one of the toughest things to do is balance relationship, a career, and fighting. Like it's very, very difficult to balance all three. And like if you have two of the three, it's still tough. If you got, one of the three is like super doable. And almost no one has, almost everyone has all three of the three. So it's very difficult to be able to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
What is your prediction for this fight? I know we're getting down to 10 minutes left.
I think I'm gonna win by unanimous decision. So I haven't really seen his chin tested, so I'm not gonna say I'm gonna knock him out, things like that. But I do think that my volume, my pace, and then my skill is gonna overwhelm him, and I think I'll get a decision within 3 rounds.
Do you think his conditioning is going to hold up? I watched the same tape that you did. He looked tired in the third round in both of those fights to me, and I see how much running you're doing, how much cardio you're doing. I've honestly never really seen you tired in the cage. Do you think you have a big conditioning advantage coming into this one?
I make sure that my conditioning is a non-factor as far as like me getting tired, things like that. I always expect my opponents to come in their best shape, and something that like I take my conditioning very seriously because after my first fight, like I got gassed like pretty bad, and I was like, okay, well this is something I can control, and this is probably like the biggest weapon that you can have is a good gas tank. So I come in with the best gas tank that I know that I can have, and if I learned that for my experience of fighting, I would hope that he has learned that. So if he was tired this time around, he's going to improve himself to be a better fighter and come in shape. And I know he's young and he's played sports and things of that nature too. So I'm expecting him to come in shape.
Yeah, I think sometimes we've only seen two of his fights too, and I think every fight you fight in, you get less of an adrenaline dump, and that can make you look very tired, even if you're in like the best shape in the world. Definitely your first fight. So like I always expect a guy to be tired in the first fight because no matter what, like that adrenaline dump hits you like sometime near the end of the second round, and you're either gonna look like shitty at the end of the second round and start of the third, or you're gonna look shitty in the third round.
Yeah,
And sometimes the fight doesn't go that long, so you never see that, but. Like it hits everyone the same. It doesn't matter who you are.
that was the thing that pissed me off the most about the Travis fight was I was running like 5 miles a day. So I was like, and after I was like, dude, I did all that work for nothing.
Wasn't for nothing, man. Every camp counts and makes you better.
Yeah,
There's never a nothing.
that was the only time I ever got like bummed out about like doing all that cardio. But other than that, like I like it. And then I like I got this Apple Watch. It tells me about my health stats. So like, it makes me feel good about myself to know I'm healthy.
I like that too. I had the Fitbit for a while, and then I used it so much it broke. Like I took it in the sauna, wore it in the sauna all the time, and
Yeah,
it wasn't really built for that, and I broke it.
I can't go with I won't run without it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. It gets to be like an addiction, dude. I was like addicted to the numbers.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the stats. But outside of fight camp, like I really don't use it. But during it, I like it.
I liked it because it tracked my sleep too, and I always try to like get more than 3 hours of sleep every night, and it was such a challenging ordeal.
Yeah, we ain't going down that road.
Oh man. What's next for you after this fight, win or lose?
I don't know. We'll see. So I'd like to stay active. Like I said, I really don't have a lot in my personal life that would kind of pull me away from it. And I'm young, so ideally, as long as I don't get injured, I'd like to fight again. Keep the momentum rolling. That's one thing I've noticed in my career, especially like striking. I've been very streaky with it, so I feel like I would really progress as a martial artist if I can string like 3 of them together. And I don't like running and shit in the cold. So now that the weather's breaking, and I'm just planning on keeping the ball rolling because I want to see where it goes.
You've been going to a ton of seminars. I don't know, like you haven't really posted too much film from them or anything, but
Yeah.
what is it like for you to go to all these seminars? I know you and Keith have been going to a lot of seminars, and I can't wait to see what you've been learning. Do you think it really helps you a lot?
Yeah, so when I started doing all the seminars and everything, it really put the strategy aspect of Muay Thai into perspective for me. It was like we do these for these reasons, and then after that, film study got a lot easier, and then I really progressed as a fighter because I'm not just going out there and fighting with good technique. It's like I have a system. I, implement a lot of these things and like the little details you learn. One thing that Coach Keith and I talked about, like sometimes we'll do things unintentionally, and then you go to a seminar and they explain it perfectly. And you're like, oh yeah, that's it, and then as a coach, you can go and translate that your fighters and stuff. So the seminars have been fantastic. I got a couple more planned up. I'm gonna go spar and train with Luke, the chef Lisi, over in Pittsburgh in April. So I've gone to his seminars. He's a great dude. He really is very knowledgeable. I've gone to Rod Tang seminars. We did Phil Nurse recently, so I've been to a lot of them, and I've learned little nuggets from all of them.
Do you find like what's a better seminar? Someone like Rod Tang, who's like world famous, and everyone comes just to watch it, and they're packed, or like like a smaller one where it's a real elite fighter, but not too many people know him because it doesn't have that huge fame. I've always found like those big pack seminars are like hard to get a lot of detail from. Like 200 people, or
Yeah.
like anywhere from 100 to 200 people or more. It's very difficult to actually like learn as much because you don't really have the opportunity to ask questions. So like a smaller one that's like like 30 to 80 people.
So I don't know, like the smallest one I probably been to was Phil Nurse, and that's not because of who he is, but the he was pretty small. But I've gone to a couple of seminars with like the big names, like I said, Rod Tang, Sanchai, and the size of it didn't overwhelm me. The language barrier I thought was tough because I didn't really like. They were showing a lot of emotion, but I like to kind of pick apart the details, and I like to ask questions and get further response. When I trained with Luke over in Stout, that was a giant seminar, but he just explained things pretty well, and obviously speaks English, so it's easy. And he came around and gave feedback and stuff, but the way that he was able to explain the details and why he wanted us to do certain things made it almost easy to train in a bigger setting, compared to like the Thai guys who probably have more knowledge than him just because of the language barrier. So and then when I trained with Phil Nurse, it was great because even though he's a Thai guy, like he spoke perfect English.
I think that's a good detail I never thought about before. What a lot of it is a language barrier. I think if they really would, I've only been to seminars really with like Thai guys, so I never really been to too many. The only American seminars I've been to were at Buma, where it was small anyway. So like it is a lot easier when they speak English, but it's also like a smaller environment too. So to walk around, there's only like 50 of us there. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good breakdown. You're a pretty smart guy.
Yeah. I like to think so.
I like the new you, man. Like the old Josh comes on, is real brash, shit talks, sells a fight, sells tickets. This new you is like this is like how you are in real life. So people that don't know you, like you're a pretty matter of fact guy. You're fun to hang out with. You're not really that super brash, arrogant guy that you portrayed in the podcast. And I like this version of you on the podcast. I like you as a person all the time. And maybe people don't understand why I like you so much, but this is the Josh that I interact with almost every day.
Yeah, this is the genuine me. So, previous times, those people poked the bear. That's why they got that type of response. Like, I'm not a rude or arrogant or cocky person unless people are challenging me. I'm not just gonna be over there and be like F you or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm friendly. I'm nice. People like me because I kind of reciprocate the same energy that they give, and yeah.
Again, I apologize for making you sound old, dude. It was not.
You're fine.
Like when I wrote that thing, if I read that, I would take it as a compliment. And I tried to write it like that too, and I apologize again.
It's because Zam will call me old all the time. Zam's very quiet, but once you get to know him, he'll roast you and he'll be super quiet about it. He sends you the most unhinged memes. So I don't know. He was just making fun of me one day. He just walked up and was like, "Damn, dude, I didn't know you were that old."
Jared Joseph, I don't know, but I like Josh versus 765. Laughing out loud.
Well, we got what's his face, Niles. I had a brain fart. Niles is fighting their big heavyweight. He's gonna
Xavier Curtis. He's fighting Xavier Curtis.
So he's taking on the final boss. So you're gonna see those guys one more time. And I don't know, like I personally don't have a problem with them. Hopefully they don't have a problem with me. But if I know they've been fighting down in Indiana. Skylar's been asking me for a rematch. I won't give it to him, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe down the line. But like I said, I'm focused on Muay Thai, and I don't think these guys want any of that.
To be fair, I have to say, Niles has got the toughest 765 guy that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
because Xavier was actually really good on that card when he fought. So like Niles is really good too. I'm not taking anything away from Niles, but this is like a legitimate fight. This isn't like kind of a joke.
And the experience too. I mean, Niles is making his debut. Xavier's had like 6 fights?
Yeah. And dude, he had a barn burner in the K4. Like that was a really good fight.
Yup.
I actually gave him knockout of the night. He got $100 from me for that fight. So that was like crazy.
Yup. But
K4 bonuses are back for this fight as well. I didn't say this in the last podcast. So $100 knockout on the night, $100 submission of the night, $100 for each participant, and fight of the night from Caveman's Corner to you guys.
perfect. Hopefully, I don't get stoppage this time.
Well, if you stop him super quick, like it could be knockout of the night. So definitely stick around. So anyone that's watching this, if you finish your fight or you think you had the best fight of the night, definitely stick around. If you leave early, it's hard to get you the guy's money sometimes, especially when you guys don't have like money. Like you're easy because you're in Buffalo and it's not so hard.
Mm-hmm. Ray better give me pizza too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to go to Macy's after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if Ray can do it on Sunday.
I don't know,
If
man.
not, we'll do it next Saturday.
Seen him around.
Yeah, dude. Ray's not even here. Ray, you're gonna be gone before we even get Ray on because Ray's not available till after you're done.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta go right now, anyways.
yeah, I know. Any sponsors before I let you out of here?
Nah, I've been keeping this one low key, so I really just been focused on training and stuff like that. Like I really haven't been promoting it. Probably like, I have been in the past. So it's just me, myself, and I. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates that have been working really hard, putting in extra hours with me. My family for putting up with my nonsense. We have had a lot going on that I've been kind of absent from, so I appreciate them giving me the time to focus on my stuff. And yeah. Supporters too. Appreciate you guys. Without I'm pretty self-driven, but you guys motivate me way more. Like I when everyone messages me, asks me for tickets, to ask me how training's going, things like that gives me the extra fuel to push and make like that 120% instead of 110%. So I appreciate you guys as well.
Awesome, man. That's really great. And in case you want tickets, remember when you exit out of your purchase of the tickets and it goes to promo code, click the promo code, put in K4 Reichardt, REICHARDT, and then Josh will get credit for the tickets. Make sure you do that because that's the only money he's going to make from this fight. So you guys make sure you do that when you buy your tickets.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, use my code. I need new gloves.
Yes. Also, thank you. If you want to train with Josh, you can go to Booma, Buffalo United Martial Arts. They're right in Riverworks, same place that the fights are. If you're interested in training with Josh or Keith or any of those guys, you can check it out right while you're there. I'm sure there'll be someone that can give you some information about it. Or you can find me and check out Integrity if you're in North Tonawanda. I will definitely hook you guys up. Thank you, Integrity Martial Arts, for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you, Josh, for coming on. Thank you, Armstrong's Armory, for always being a supporter of. What's that?
I mess with them, yeah.
Yeah, always make sure you check out Armstrong's Armory for any of your firearms needs. Thank you to Buffalo Crowd for always keeping the Boomer guys and Keith and all his friends working in working order. And I think that's all I got. Smoking Butcher Coffee. Thank you guys for supporting K4. And that's about all the sponsors I got. And like always, like and subscribe to Caveman's Corner. Do it now.
Got that. Yep. All right.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Take it easy, man. Bye. And